Hello and welcome to this automated special series, this time focusing on SAP automation and integration with Power Automate. My name is Apostolis Papaioannou and I'm a PM in the PowerCard team, that stands for Power Platform Customer Advisory Team here at Microsoft. So this series is really designed for fusion teams of IT pros, professional and citizen automation developers who would like to learn more about the different automation options we have for SAP in Power Automate. So while previous SAP automation experiences would be beneficial, it is of course not required to follow along. And throughout that series, we are using a fictitious purchase requisition process to showcase our different capabilities. So let's review the episodes. So this series includes 9 episodes. In the first episode, I'll introduce you to the overall Power Platform and the different SAP automation and integration options available in Power Automate. In the second episode, we'll use Process Advisor's process mining features to identify process bottlenecks of a purchase requisition process. The outcome of this analysis will be used to improve the process and to apply automation with the help of Power Automate. In the third episode, we'll build an SAP connected on-hand inventory lookup bot using Power Virtual Agents, Power Automate, and the out-of-the-box SAP ERP connector. In the fourth episode, we'll build a custom connector from scratch that connects to an OData endpoint on the SAP ES5 demo system. We then use that custom connector in our low-code purchase requisition power-up. In the fifth episode, we'll walk you through the different SAP GUI RPA options available in Power Automate Desktop. This will cover UI automation and range from no-code to pro-code techniques. In the sixth episode, I'll show you how to build an SAP GUI-based automation using pure no-code techniques. And in episode 7, I'll also show you how to do an SAP GUI-based automation, but this time not only with no-code, but no-code and low-code techniques. And in the 8th episode, we'll go a little bit more advanced because we'll be using pro-code techniques for SAP GUI-based automation, leveraging VB script and custom selectors to deal with the dynamic user interface of SAP. And in the 9th and last episode, I'll show you how to do SAP Fiori-based RPA in Power Automate Desktop. This will cover advanced web automation techniques to support the dynamic selectors of that web UI. So let's get started. Let's look at the intelligent automation stack of Power Automate. Power Automate brings together cloud-first automation with several core capabilities into one intelligent automation platform, and therefore no single type of automation is considered an island. You can leverage artificial intelligence and AI-driven capabilities like object detection or intelligent document processing with AI Builder. With digital process automation or DPA, you can automate across native and third-party apps with built-in connectivity to more than 450 connectors through cloud flows in Power Automate. Robotic process automation or RPA is meant for UI-based automation that automates mundane and repetitive tasks on your desktop with desktop flows in Power Automate Desktop. Business process management allows you to automate guided, multi-step processing using business process flows that connect to other systems using DPA or RPA. And most recently, we've introduced a preview of the new process mining capability called Process Advisor, which helps you analyze and understand how people in your organization are spending time on manual tasks every day. And all of this is available in Power Automate. But there's more. Building modern business applications and automation solutions requires functional flexibility, leveraging native integration to your IT ecosystem. It should be super easy to build an app from an Excel sheet or a SharePoint list, or automate tasks when email arrives and then translate those email attachments into readable text through OCR and putting them into a legacy system, maybe through RPA. And what about connecting to your master data management running on SQL or one-click export to your Azure Data Lake? These are all made possible with our native integration to Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, Azure, and hundreds of other cloud and on-premise services. So the underlying foundation of Power Automate in the Power Platform and Dynamics 365, by the way, is Microsoft Dataverse. If you are not familiar with Dataverse, let's take a look at what's in the box. So Microsoft Dataverse is API first. Everything you do in Dataverse creates an API. These are the same APIs consumed by Power Apps, Power Automate, Dynamics 365, AI Builder, and Power BI. But these APIs can also be consumed via custom applications built with Visual Studio or Xamarin. Immediately below the API, we have a rich security layer ensuring that the right people can see the right data and auditing all access along the way. From there we get to our logic layer, where you can implement custom business logic. Because the logic is below the API, this ensures consistent business logic across all applications and automations accessing your data. Then we get to the heart of Dataverse, our data tier. This allows you to define the structure of your complex business data without writing code. And behind the scenes, we are putting your data in the right place using optimal storage services provided by Azure. This allows us to seamlessly support practically any type of data, from relational data, log data, file data, search indexes, to data stored in Azure Data Lake. Finally, no deployment of Dataverse lives alone. It must be integrated with other systems. We provide many ways to integrate Dataverse with external systems, from eventing to webhooks to data exports. And you can get even more power to Power Automate. So if you integrate your Power Automate stack with the Azure services and leverage pre-built and custom APIs, you can do many more extensions as needed. Power Automate together with Power Platform and the Azure Stack allows you to define advanced security and automation lifecycle management. You can streamline your automation lifecycle management using built-in support for continuous integration and continuous delivery CI/CD. Use Microsoft Power Platform build tools to automate common build and deployment tasks that relate to solutions built on the Power Platform. You can also use GitHub Actions for that purpose. Use security services from Azure to seamlessly protect and control your automations running across Power Apps, Power Automate, and Azure. For example, built-in security roles and permissions using Microsoft Dataverse, Azure Active Directory allow for better control of who can do what in which environment. Azure Key Vault helps provision, encrypt, decrypt, and maintain your automation secrets easily. The Center of Excellence Toolkit provides built-in guardrails to enforce and audit policies seamlessly, promoting standards, consistencies, and governance across teams and automations. Alright, now that we know what Power Platform and Power Automate is and what features it includes, let's look into the individual automation options for SAP we have in Power Automate. So we have three different SAP automation options in Power Automate. The first one on top is the SAP ERP connector that we ship out of the box together with the other 450 connectors in Power Platform. This SAP ERP connector supports SAP ECC and S/4HANA systems and typically connects through an on-premise data gateway. Once a connection has been established, you will be able to invoke any BAPI and custom RFCs that are available in the target systems. The second option is to build a custom connector that connects to HTTP services which have been exposed via an SAP NetWeaver gateway or API management platform. Depending on the API hosting strategy, you might or might not need an on-premise data gateway as well. And the third option is robotic process automation, or short RPA, that leverages UI automation techniques to mimic user interactions. This allows you to automate from simple to very complex SAP processes. Now let's look when to use each approach. Use the SAP ERP connector if you want to use SAP certified connector that Microsoft ships out of the box, or you want to leverage existing BAPIs RFCs that have a manageable parameter payload, or if you plan to do simple data operations, data validation checks, and lookup operations in SAP. Use the custom connector if your organization is following an API-based approach, if you want to do custom throttling and load balancing, and you have an SAP gateway available that has also the relevant HTTP services exposed for your use case. Or you already have endpoints for other integrations and want to just extend those entity sets which are required for the use case. Use robotic process automation if you use special software solutions to log into SAP, such as secure client connections and tooling, or if you need to automate complex multi-screen and multi-step processes that include office automation and document handling as well. Power Automate's low-code, no-code platform enables Fusion teams of citizen developers, IT pros, and SAP business domain experts to come together and jointly work on sophisticated end-to-end automation solutions. Let's dig a little bit deeper on the RPA options we have for SAP GUI and Fiori automation. In the no-code category, we have the desktop recorder for SAP GUI and the web recorder for Fiori automation. So you can edit the recorded steps and combine them with other 400 built-in actions like Excel, create CSV file, read text file, or send emails. And you want to apply basic to sophisticated multi-level exception handling without any line of code. Then there's the no-code, low-code category, where you can use manual UI element capturing in Power Automate Desktop, allowing you to stay in full control of what is captured and at what exact step of the process. You can apply custom validation, regular expression, text parsing, and advanced UI selector handling. You can also use SAP Shortcut for faster, more resilient login. And then in the Pro Code category, you could leverage SAP's GUI automation engine to record and play back the generated VB scripts, reuse those VB scripts in Power Automate Desktop, and replace the hard-coded values with dynamic Power Automate Desktop variables. This also allows you to develop custom VB script logic and return structure output such as arrays. So let's summarize. Power Automate provides native SAP connectivity through an API and RPA-based integration approach. Leveraging the full Power Platform allows you to build sophisticated SAP use cases and apply the governance models that fit to your use case. If you would like to learn more, there is an RPA playbook for SAP automation you can download and get started today.